I'm about to share today the best piece of information that you are going to receive ever. Every top level athlete, the highest of the highest that you are seeing on Instagram, are using this method, every one of them, but no one teaches it. And I have shared it from my personal experience on Instagram and as you've seen, I progressed so much in the last couple of months. Basically, I broke PRs on a daily basis, and I've been telling you it's only because of this method, intuition training. And today I'm going to break it down for you so you can do the same as I did. The most important thing about intuition is to develop a relationship, a connection, a deep one with your body so that you can actually communicate each other and you will understand what your body is trying to tell you because your body is a reaction mechanism. Your body knows what you should do. You just have to be there on the present moment and listen. Listen carefully. So develop a connection. This is the most important thing that I'm going to talk about today, because if you don't nail that down, if you don't master the connection that you are having with your body, the relationship, none of the things that I'm going to talk about today are going to be relevant to you, because you didn't even master the basic thing, which is to actually know your body, truly know your body. So after you develop a connection with your body, what we are going to talk about is your training split. Most people, what they are doing is basically, every Sunday is planche day for me. And every Monday, every Monday I'm doing front lever. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you truly think that every Sunday your planche muscles, your body will be ready for planche? So what? If it's not ready for planche, are you going to train planche? If it's not ready for planche, are you still going to train planche? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you do something against your body? There is no point in doing it. Stop following your program as a robot. Stop following it and use your common sense. Instead, all you have to do is basically analyze the situation, listen to what your body has to tell you, and only then you can actually decide what you should train. And yes, I'm not saying only do what your body tells you to do. You also have to use your mind and use your brain and think what's best for you. But doing every Sunday planches make no sense. So instead, all you have to do is basically see which muscles are sore at a certain moment and do what you are fresh at. And even if your body is completely heavy or sore, sometimes it's okay even to take a rest day. Sometimes your body letting you know that today should be a rest day, even though you should train. And by intuitive training, I'm not saying you don't have to work with a specific program for you, which is obviously not true. Programming is super important. But what I'm saying is you have to work with a structure. It's basically a program that you know that you are not going to follow it just like a robot. You know that you have a place that you can use your intuition to change things up and actually use it to your advantage. Take your advantage for doing harder stuff, for doing better stuff, or maybe even like taking it for that your body will allow you to recover the best. So all I'm saying is you should have your own program, specific program, and as I call it, structure. So you can take advantage of the situation and not follow it like a robot. If you know it today is going to be strong, you can take advantage of it. If you know today is weak, you can also take advantage of the weekdays. You don't want to follow your program as usual, like a robot, like doing always the same stuff. Let's analyze how you can take advantage of your strong and weak days. So let's start by the weekdays. What should I do when I'm weaker at? So you got few options, unless it's like almost as the usual training, and then you can actually do the regular stuff. But if it's not the case, what you should do is basically cut the workout in half. And do I mean like cutting every set in half? Like if I'm doing 4 sets of this exercise, I should do 2? No, definitely not. Because the exercises are not equal. The first exercises of the workout are much better, much more specific, much more harder than the rest of the workout. Then why would I cut the best exercises? It doesn't make any sense. Then what you should do is not taking out of the best exercises, you should actually do the first half. Let's say I have 4 exercises in my training, then I'm doing only the first 2. Because the first 2 are more important than the last 2. So this is it. But if today is even more than that, if today I'm actually super weak, my body is just tired, I can feel the tiredness, I am sleepy, what I should do is actually take a rest day. So you have 2 options. Or to take a rest day to fully help your body to recover the best, or cut the workout in half to still allow your body to recover, but you are doing activation. And on strong days, what you are going to do, and the first mistakes of everyone that they are doing, they are having a 1 good strong set, and they are actually trying some new stuff, some new crazy stuff, and after the second set that they are trying that, what happens is the strong day become a weak day. And you miss the whole point of doing it by intuition training. What you should actually do is increase the intensity just by a little bit, not something too hard, and then intensity up. And also what I'm about to do is increase the sets. You should be aiming for doing more sets than usual. Good sets, solid sets of the first few exercises, as we just talked about it. The first exercises are more important than the last one. Then you should aim for doing more sets for the first ones. And also, a training program shouldn't actually continue after 2 hours. If you still feel stronger after 2 hours, there is no point in going for longer from that. The workout should be from 1 to 2 hours at most. More than that, what's going to happen is you are going to fatigue yourself, and instead of keeping the movement, the flow of the strong workouts, the strong workout will become a weak one, and we don't want that. We want to keep the flow. And we are going to talk about failure. Which sets should I take to failure, to complete failure, and which sets are not to? And there are 2 groups of people. The first one thinks that failure is bad for you. Failure is going to injure you. Failure is not going to help you recover. And the second group is that people are thinking, yeah, I should take every set to failure, which both of the groups are not correct. You should take some of your sets to failure, some of your sets even past failure. You should actually challenge your body. You should do something that your body doesn't feel comfortable at. Because if you are not doing it, your body will not allow you to progress. But you cannot also do it always on a daily basis, on a sets basis. You have to do it wisely. You have to use your mind, your intuition to know which sets will benefit you to take to failure. So if I feel super strong at a certain set, there is no point in not taking it to failure. You should use it to your advantage. See what your body can do. So strong sets, most of the time, not all the time, will go closer to failure or to failure. And also what you should do is knowing that if I have a certain exercise, one exercise, the first few sets of the exercise, most of the time, I'm not going to take to failure, because if I take the first set of these exercises to failure or to past failure, what's going to happen is that I'm not gonna have the same stamina or endurance or strength for the rest of the sets. What's going to happen that my performance are going to decrease simply by the fact that I went to failure. Then what should I do instead is basically, if I know I have 4 to 5 sets for this exercise, I know I can take the last one, the second to last one sets to failure and still keep the flow of the sets. What happens when I take too much sets to failure is two things. Here is failure and here is not. So if I take too many sets to failure, I'm going to hurt my CNS, which is the central nervous system, and this is my adaptation most of the time. And you don't want that, because CNS recovery takes more time than muscle recovery. And the second thing is going to injury. And we also don't want injuries because it can take us out of the game for a long period of time. And what happens when we are not going to failure most of the time is that no progress, because there is no challenge or something that my body feels it needs to adapt to. If it's easy, if I can do it always, why would my body actually try to adapt to something new? So you should know the balance between failure and not failure. The strongest and most important form of intuition training is breaking PRs on a daily basis. And this is possible. This is when you master intuition. This is when you develop a deep connection and relationship with your body. This situation can actually happen, and not only once. It can happen for months and months and months, and this is exactly what happened for me. And you can do it only by going for smaller gaps. What do I mean by that? Let's take a theoretical situation where I can do only one press in full plunge. How am I going to be able to do 2 presses? Am I going to just try from 1 to 2? Yeah, it might work for you, but it will take such a long time. There is no point in doing that. You have to find smaller gaps. These gaps are your daily PRs. These gaps are what's going to help you to progress the fastest from 1 to 2, because from going from 1 to 2 is basically doubling your progress. Doubling your progress is not something realistic to do every training session. So instead, what you should do and aim for is try, let's say, dead stop to press. And also you should try maybe press to a hold, or press to a drop set, or press to a rest pose. You should find the smallest gaps that you have never done before in order to progress the fastest. And now the big gap from 1 to 2 became smaller. And now going from 1 to 2 doesn't become such a big challenge. You can just try and do it. And if you thought this and what I explained today is a deep level of intuition, you are just wrong. This was only the surface. And I'm teaching my students exactly how to use intuition, exactly how to make the best progress ever. And if you think you can fit into my one-on-one coaching, you can send me a message